Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy here. For nerds, by nerds, hanging out with some of the crew.
I'm Ted.
I'm Ryan.
And today we're doing a GM 911 from Johnny Fake Name, I believe, if that indeed is your true name. And I had to sift through the comment a little bit to discern what he really wanted to know. And I think the gist of it is how do you make your players realize this dragon's a badass?
Right. But the first problem is he is playing 4E, so we won't hold that against him while he's doing that.
Whatever, Hey.
Well, running a dragon encounter is always a challenging thing, and in the decades that we've been playing, we rarely use dragons.
Yeah, I mean, I steer away from dragons just because I don't. I feel like they deserve more respect than being thrown out there like some kind of random encounter.
It should be a big deal when they encounter it, for sure. Yeah,
and even a bigger deal when they defeat it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If they can find the treasure hoard.
So there's a couple different things to look at. Number one, according to his premise, the dragon's going to be encountered, outside of its lair.
Well, let's set it up a little bit for the folks, for the folks at home on the interwebs,
or wherever they are listening or watching to this thing.
Could be a porta potty. Who knows?
They could be in somebody else's home. I don't know.
So the premise is the players have really pissed off Tiamat. Right. And there is an army of Dragonborn chasing them down, and eventually they're going to get run down by a dragon. And then this wants to be an epic quest, or an epic encounter, and he wants maybe a chase sequence to happen where the dragon is kind of like closing in on them. They're trying to get away. Now, right there, I see room for things to go wrong, because a lot of players, and this goes back to another video that we did, but a lot of players, they feel like if a DM puts an encounter in there,
they have to fight it.
They have to fight it
because obviously the GM is going to make it so I can triumph over
right. It's going to be an encounter of the appropriate challenge level.
Right.
So
because he did distinctly, even in the comments, say something to the effect of, "I'm probably going to leave room for them to run away because it's probably going to go south."
Yeah. The players are supposed to be 7th through 9th level.
When
first
it happens,
encounter, and when you're 7th through 9th level, you really should not be fighting dragons, or at least not, dragons of decent size.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there is some smaller ones you can fight, but that's not going to make for an epic encounter.
Not at all.
And that's the kind of dragon encounter that I kind of frown upon.
So now, again, we've said before we haven't played a lot of 4th edition, but didn't 4th edition introduce the whole skill challenge?
It did, yeah.
So if you've got a skill challenge, you could totally have
the chase mechanics.
Have the chase mechanic, and anyone who fails has the chance of getting on the the edge of a breath weapon, or some kind of wing attack, or the minions that are following behind. You could get within reach of their missile weapons or whatnot.
Yeah, or launching a spell or something.
Yeah. So there's plenty of different,
and also too, though, with this scale and scope of an encounter with a 7 through 9 level party, the dragon doesn't need the minions. I
don't think they're going to be part of the encounter. It didn't sound like it to me.
No, because So, and if they have any kind of magic, they should be able to outpace the minions some way.
The opening scene for me, if you want to really set the table, is the dragon comes in with a strafing run, and the mechanics for 5th edition and 4th edition are the same in this part. And matter of fact, it's where 5th edition got it from. Is they do the strafing run.
What's a strafing run?
You don't know what a strafing run is?
No.
People running goes over top.
Yeah. Well, but with the breath weapon,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would look at it.
I've never heard that term used before.
It's a military thing.
Yeah. Well, apparently, like me with the bum writing, you know so much more about military than apparently I do.
I would say is if you have it, if you have it on the open plains, which is one of the options he had, then the party can go anywhere, and it makes for a little bit more challenging on the
getting
dragon.
Away from the. No, I think it makes it easier.
Well, here's the nice
dragons
thing.
Are fast.
Yeah, but I was saying is it makes it a challenge on the dragon to get them all. But I mean, if you have it,
they spread out.
If you have it in such a way that it's kind of have that somatic. Here's a corridor. Let's say. Tiamat, her favorites are reds. So if you have it so that the dragon breathes like a wall of fire on one side that they're running towards. Oh, this situation's been cut off. Now it breathes it on the other side. So it gives them that thematic, okay, well, I have to go this direction. Because
or
the dragon,
spells, wall of fire. Like I don't know how much spell and magic power the dragons have and forth, but like my actual idea is they hit the strafing rune, hit as many of them as they can, then he climbs into the air out of their range, and it just kind of wheels above them.
Talking shit the whole time in a booming voice.
It could absolutely be doing that, or maybe telepathically somehow, depending on how you want to theme things, magic items, spells, whatever. But mechanic wise, they're hanging out waiting for their breath weapon to recharge.
Yeah.
And they do it again, and they just keep softening them up or pelting them with spells or whatever. And right away, you're in trouble as player characters unless you have a way to get up there. Now, 7th, 9th level, there's some fly going on. There's some people that can go up there.
But then you're alone with a dragon.
But then you're probably not going to get the whole party up there.
Right.
Well, so I was thinking too. So open plain was one of the ways he wanted to go, but the other was like a light underbrush or the forest thing. The cool thing about that is because he does want his party to probably run away from this thing. So the cool thing about that is you could do the thing with the breath weapon over top. The forest is on fire around you. The underbrush, it's burning up. It's flaming. But what it gives them is a smoke screen. So like maybe try and hide and get away from this friggin' dragon. So like
not really. Dragons have blind sight.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh wow, you're fucked. Sorry.
Yeah. But honestly, you're absolutely right. If you want their players to take that dragon counter serious, and you want them to run away, then you need to give them outs. On the open plane, I don't feel like they have an out.
No. Well, I mean, there's got to be like some distance off a small mouth of a cave complex or something like that. Yeah,
something to go for.
Yeah, so. And there's the same thing within the forest.
Otherwise, your out is like, all right, halfling, you should go that way away from us.
Yeah. So no, you tell the dwarf because he's the slowest runner.
Well, yeah, and both halflings and dwarves, I think, are slow, and gnomes. Okay. Anyone short.
Yeah, anyone that's not the monk. And
so the idea was they want to make this encounter memorable, and I know your straightforward answer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. TPK, they'll remember it forever.
Dragons are not supposed to be messed with. Tiamat, extra above that. So I'm not saying this is the way you need to go, but it's a way that you could consider going. Just totally off them, or let half of them die and have the other ones wind up getting away.
What if
they will be talking about this?
What about having a dragon take them out but not kill them?
As prisoners,
like Tiamat is really angry with you, and she would like to have words, and then then the adventure could be like the next session or whatever. If this is how you end it, is like them trying to get away from the dragon, or matter of fact, you could end it in a way that makes them think it was a TPK.
Yeah, like you basically, like the world goes dark. And then you have them show up for the next session. So you wake up in manacles hanging from a wall.
Yeah, dude. If you are a dragon sent by Tiamat, you got something going on, right?
Yeah.
You're not just Joe Schmo dragon.
Indeed.
Yeah, you're in communion with the beast there. So you wake up on the wall in manacles, like you said, and maybe it's a female or a male. It could be the polymorph dragon in human form. He's interrogating, taunting them, whatever, however you want to go with it.
Torturing
could
implements. Yeah,
definitely
enhanced interrogation techniques.
So I would come up with, in that situation, have 3 or 4 ways that the party could use their resources and their intelligence to be able to get away. This could also be a way for them to be able to acquire some new gear that they've stolen from the horde.
If you really want to have some fun with it, like you could actually have a way, like an obvious way for them to get away, that like the dragon kind of plan, and really it just sets them in this maze, and like they're going to get to the end. It doesn't have to be traditional maze, but basically this labyrinth type structure that eventually they get out to what's supposed to be freedom, and it's not. You know what I mean? So it was
too obvious, and
you could do it was Tiamat, or you could do like, no, we're going to punish you and torture you, and we're going to give you all these different ways that you think you can escape. But every time you get to the escape,
so every session,
it's back to a cell.
It's still them trying to get away.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it for once or twice. I don't know how well it'll go over, but at least one time it would probably be funny.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. The end of the maze, they can see the light, and it's just a cell that happens to be illuminated.
It could absolutely be that.
Yeah.
And it's full of traps and minions and things to torment them. Maybe it's kind of tough. Maybe they have to find things spread out.
That sounds awesome.
Maybe even their own gear is spread out through the maze.
I mean, if you really want to go sadistic with it, because dragons have the intelligence, the dragon then starts like, while it has them detained, starts to tell them how it's going after their family and like what is being leveled against.
Oh yeah, or if you can just be a local community or something.
Yeah.
Ties.
Well, I mean, like if you actually like built backstory for your characters and they have,
yeah. But
know,
no, that is
relations.
good. Like, you know, you could be like, yeah, Tiamat's really angry, and not only is it not enough for your personal line to end, but for your whole family to be wiped out.
Right, like it starts bringing like personal possessions of people you knew, like to show you. Yeah, like you remember this guy? Basically you gotta go like Philip Seymour Hoffman in Mission Impossible 3. Like he gets like really calmly, darkly angry, but he's just like calm when he's talking about how he's gonna find everybody he loves and care about, and he just goes off like, yeah, she's just dead. I'm going to kill him. Like he's just like so like matter of fact about it.
Yeah, that kind of makes me think about Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
Because there's like the light, the children of the light in there, and there's one of them that's actually a traitor, and he works with the evil side, and like that is like one of the threats they kind of use against him. But it's totally the opposite. Like they're talking about punishing him or killing him or whatever. He's like, no, I have so and so still left, a cousin on on my mother's side, thrice removed.
Nice. Yeah. There you go.
With that, it's more of like counting beads, knowing once the beads are gone, you're done.
right. You just keep trying to buy yourself time. But yeah, so the way to really mess with your party with dragons is they don't even have to really fight the dragon. They just realize that like they're inconsequential to the dragon, and there's a toll to be exacted. Yeah, have them understand that. So
now the other thing is, the most important thing about running the dragon encounter, if you're going that route and you're not going to just do, any of the other suggestions, but you want to do the dragon encounter, is have it fight intelligently.
Absolutely.
The stupidest thing a dragon can do is land on the ground and fight the party.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it might, because like depending on the type of dragon, they might enjoy like martial conflict or whatever. Like it might like be like a workout for it. But as soon as it realizes that this party's a legitimate threat, it's gonna fly the hell away and then start breath weaponing.
Yeah, using spells. It's going to swoop down.
The whole the mechanical side of the game. You need to be aware when you look at your party. You need to know how much damage that they can do and how much damage your dragon can take, so that you can have the intelligent angle lined up, because the dragon's going to know different things, especially
all of its spells are going to be active before it goes into conflict if it's got
absolutely
things that could have on it,
so that when if it decides to land and do a bit of melee with them, heck, it should be able to grapple and crush a guy, take it up into the air, throw it at somebody else, but it should never just sit there, land in the party, fight the party, and then
have everybody attack it, jump on it,
and then stay there until it dies. That's the absolute wrong way to run a dragon encounter. Dragons need to be encountered multiple times before they're allowed to be felled. That's just that's where I see dragons are. I'm actually running a Dragon Hunters game on the one shot group that we've talked about previously, and like it started with the dragon being able to be there, seeing exactly what the players can do, and then they decide, okay, well, we're going to follow it to its lair and bring it down. And one trap that the party hit, nearly killed somebody. A single trap. So
yeah, so like in this instance, it's even worse because you're an envoy or have been sent by Tiamat, so you're going to actually have probably access to way more information.
Absolutely.
Or if you don't, you at least know to get the information beforehand and be informed. Because again, if you're in a dragon and you've lived hundreds of years, you don't do that by accident.
Yeah, he's gonna have like agents, different places. People he can go for as sources of information, dig up some dirt on the characters, like know something about.
Yeah, so it's going to be able to know the capabilities of the players. So there's a handful of suggestions there. I think if you go through the comments, you'll probably find a bunch more as well. As this video is out, because usually our fan or the subscriber base is a great place for us to get ideas from.
Indeed.
So with that, you guys comment, help out. What is it, Johnny? Fake name.
Johnny Fake Name. Yep.
Yeah, help Johnny Fake Name if that is indeed his real name.
Right. Yeah, probably not.
come up with the memorable battles for a dragon encounter. While you're at it, like, subscribe, share.
Check us out on nerdarchy.com.
And you can go check out our Patreon. Help us bring you guys, more content, better videos, more articles, and all that jazz. So until next time, stay nerdy.
If they can find the treasure hoard.
So there's a couple different things to look at. Number one, according to his premise, the dragon's going to be encountered, outside of its lair.
Well, let's set it up a little bit for the folks, at home on the interwebs
or wherever they are.
In the decades that we've been playing, we rarely use dragons.
Yeah, I mean, I steer away from dragons just because I don't. I feel like they deserve more respect than being thrown out there like some kind of random encounter.
It should be a big deal when they encounter it, for sure. Yeah,
and even a bigger deal when they defeat it.
Right,
absolutely.
Yeah. A little bit to discern what he really wanted to know, and I think the gist of it is how do you make your players realize this dragon's a badass?
Right, but the first problem is he is playing 4E, so we won't hold that against him while he's doing that.
Whatever, Hey.
Well, running a dragon encounter is always a a challenging thing. And
hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy here, for nerds by nerds, hanging out with some of the crew.
I'm Ted.
I'm Ryan.
And today we're doing a GM 911 from Johnny Fake Name, I believe, if that indeed is your true name. And I had to sift through the comments.